The MLB offseason is always an unpredictable free-for-all. A season when more than 100 free agents are vying for guaranteed contracts and general managers are poised to pounce on the right opportunity. In this chaos, one name frequently looms large as the traffic cop of baseball's free agency, agent Scott Boras. Known for his dramatic flair and relentless negotiation tactics, Boras has been at the center of many headline-making deals over the past several winters. And now, with Alex Bregman's 3-year, $120 million agreement with the Boston Red Sox finalized, it seems that the Boras machine isn't quite finished yet. In fact, the saga of the Boras Four, plus 2 additional high-profile clients, is far from over. Over the past 2 off-seasons, Boras's clients have been a constant presence on the market, sometimes languishing in free agency well into spring training, even when it looks like one of his marquee names has found a home. The nature of the market means they could very well be on the move again. With Bregman's deal serving as a turning point, let's take a closer look at where the Boras clients stand, from Blake Snell and Matt Chapman to Alex Bregman and Cody Bellinger. Along with Pete Alonso and Jordan Montgomery. Blake Snell. A tale of 2 deals. Blake Snell's free agency journey over the past few years is a lesson in how market dynamics can change in an instant. His first foray into a major deal saw him sign a 2-year, $32 million contract with the San Francisco Giants. But that initial contract didn't fully capture his value. Once he got paid $32 million in 2024, Snell opted out and re-emerged in the market with renewed confidence. His second shot came in a much more lucrative package, a 5-year, $182 million deal with the Los Angeles Dodgers, which also featured a $52 million signing bonus and $66 million deferred. While the deferred money lowers his present annual average from a potential $36.4 million down to about $32 million. It was widely acknowledged that teams missed an opportunity by not locking him down sooner. The consensus among analysts is that Snell's explosive second half of the season, following his cautious start in spring training, proved that he's one of the elite arms in the game. Yet, his market isn't completely settled. As conditions change, there's always the lingering possibility that he might become available again, albeit at a different price point. Alex Bregman. The deal that reshaped expectations. Alex Bregman's move to Boston has been one of the headline makers of the offseason. After a storied tenure with the Houston Astros, a period marked by 4 World Series appearances and 2 titles, Bregman finally found a new home with the Red Sox. His 3-year, $120 million contract, featuring opt-out clauses after the first 2 seasons and deferred money, not only offers him an average annual value of $40 million but also serves as a signal that he might be open to further market maneuvers in the future. While some speculated that Bregman might reach for a longer-term deal, potentially pushing the $200 million mark, the outcome was widely seen as a solid compromise. The deal is particularly attractive when you consider his historical performance at Fenway Park, where he boasts a staggering 1.240 OPS in his limited appearances, and the potential for him to eventually take over third base from Rafael Devers. Yet, for all its immediate satisfaction, this deal leaves the door open. If Bregman decides to opt out after this year, he might re-enter the market, possibly to secure a longer-term guarantee at a slightly lower annual rate. In essence, Bregman's journey with the Red Sox could be just another chapter in the ever-evolving saga of the Boras market. Cody Bellinger. From promising talent to a cautionary tale, Cody Bellinger's trajectory has been one of dramatic highs and painful lows. Initially, Bellinger signed a 3-year, $80 million deal with the Chicago Cubs, a deal that included 2 opt-out clauses. However, his tenure with the Cubs did not live up to expectations, and the Yankees eventually acquired him in a trade this offseason. Despite a platform year with the Cubs that showed flashes of potential, with an adjusted OPS of .881 in 130 games, Bellinger's performance continued to be inconsistent. His numbers dipped further after the trade, and his struggle to consistently produce at a high level left teams questioning his reliability. Bellinger's situation is a stark reminder of how quickly a once promising free agent can fall from grace. Although he has the talent, His inability to maintain a consistent production has relegated him to a precarious position in the market. The hope is that, with a change of scenery and a renewed focus in the Bronx, he might unlock that elusive consistency. But as of now, his market value remains far below what it once was, and he represents the kind of cautionary tale that haunts even the most high-profile Boras clients. Pete Alonso. The Polar Bears' uphill battle. Pete Alonso's story is one of both promise and pressure. After signing a 2-year, $54 million deal with the New York Mets, with an opt-out after the first season, Alonso has been under the microscope as he tries to justify his massive contract. At 30, Alonso isn't much younger than Bregman, yet he occupies a less glamorous position in the lineup, having famously turned down a $158 million extension with the Mets before hitting the market. Alonso now faces the challenge of re-establishing his value. For Alonso, the stakes are high. If he can secure an opt-out and bang out a strong season, he might reposition himself into the 9-figure rent district of elite free agents. However, failing to do so could significantly diminish his market value, leaving him with a contract that doesn't reflect his true potential. Alonso's situation underscores the brutal economics of MLB free agency, in a league where every performance counts. The window to prove oneself can close quickly, and the cost of missed opportunities is steep. Matt Chapman. Shining in the field and at the plate. Next up is Matt Chapman, whose defensive prowess and power at the plate made him a highly sought-after commodity. Chapman's initial contract, a 3-year, $54 million deal with the Giants, ended prematurely when he opted out after earning just $18 million in 2024. His subsequent 6-year, $151 million extension, signed in September 2024, nullified his final 2 player options, effectively locking him in. Chapman's performance in San Francisco was a pleasant surprise, with his fielding and offensive numbers, including an adjusted OPS of 125. His best since 2019, silencing critics who had wondered if he would only offer glove-only value. For Chapman, this deal cemented his status as a franchise cornerstone. Yet like many Boras clients, his future market value remains a moving target in a landscape where performance, age, and contract structure are in constant flux. Jordan Montgomery. The lone dissenter and the comeback kid. Rounding out our Boras group is Jordan Montgomery, whose early market experience was anything but smooth. Initially, Montgomery signed a 1-year, $25 million deal with the Arizona Diamondbacks, a contract that included a player option vesting for $22.5 million. However, Montgomery's 2024 campaign was nothing short of disastrous, as he struggled mightily on the mound, posting a 6.23 ERA. His late signing, reminiscent of the cautionary tale seen with Blake Snell, left him without a strong foothold. And to make matters worse, his performance led to public criticism from his own organization. In response, Montgomery has become the first Boras client in this cycle to part ways with his agent. Reflecting his frustration with how his market value was handled, the hope now is that a bullish 2025 season, where he can dramatically cut down that era and regain confidence, might put him back in the running for a lucrative deal, perhaps even prompting a trade from Arizona. Montgomery's journey is one to watch, as it encapsulates the high-risk, high-reward nature of the free agent market and the constant struggle for players to rewrite their narratives. The Boras effect, a never-ending market drama. What ties these 6 stories together is the enduring influence of Scott Boras, known for orchestrating some of the most headline-grabbing deals in MLB history. Boras has a knack for keeping his clients in the spotlight long after they've signed a contract. The Boras Four, Snell, Chapman, Bregman, and Bellinger, along with Alonso and Montgomery, have each had their unique journeys in the market. Even as some of these deals seem settled, the nature of baseball's free agency means that nothing is ever truly final. A player can always re-enter the market if circumstances change, performance dips, or if they're seeking a more favorable long-term guarantee. With Bregman's deal now in place, all 6 of Boras's lingering clients have found homes for the time being, though some might soon be back on the market as their situations evolve. For instance, while Blake Snell's second chance with the Dodgers appears strong, Deferrals in his contract suggest that the present value of his deal is lower than it might have been. Similarly, while Chapman's extension with the Giants has solidified his role as a franchise cornerstone, the shifting dynamics of free agency mean that his market value could always change if he hits another peak or experiences a downturn. Looking ahead, what does this mean for MLB? The story of the Boras clients is emblematic of the larger dynamics at play in Major League Baseball free agency. In a sport defined by parity and relentless competition, every dollar spent and every contract signed sends ripples through the league. The aggressive moves by teams like the Dodgers, the calculated risk-taking by organizations willing to gamble on high-potential players, and even the cautious approaches of others all contribute to an ecosystem where market value is constantly in flux. For fans, these narratives are a reminder that the offseason is never truly over. Just when it seems that all the major deals have been settled, new developments, opt-outs, and contract restructurings can send shockwaves through the league. And for players, the challenge is always to stay ahead of the curve, to perform, to evolve, and to ensure that their market value remains high even as age and injuries inevitably creep in. Final thoughts. A market that never sleeps. In conclusion, the saga of the Boras clients, from Blake Snell's dramatic two-stage deal, through Matt Chapman's steady ascent, Alex Bregman's transformative Red Sox move, Cody Bellinger's cautionary decline, to the high-stakes challenges faced by Alonso and Jordan Montgomery, is a vivid illustration of the unpredictable nature of MLB free agency. With each player's situation unfolding against the backdrop of a hyper-competitive market, one thing is clear: nothing is ever set in stone. Alex Bregman's deal might have been the headline of the offseason, but the story of the Boras Four, plus two more, reminds us that the market is always evolving. Even after a blockbuster signing, the door remains open for future twists and turns as teams and players navigate the fine line between risk and reward. If you enjoyed this in-depth analysis of the Boras clients and their ongoing market saga, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more exclusive MLB updates and insights, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a moment of the action. Thank you for tuning in, and here's to an ever-changing, endlessly fascinating offseason in Major League Baseball. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video as we continue to break down the biggest stories in baseball.